guys, and welcome to a very special video. If you didn't hear the announcement, I am doing baking videos every Friday, and today I'm doing a very special, highly requested recipe, which is my pumpkin bread. This is something that I love to make during the holiday season. I've been making it for years, and it is literally my favorite thing. I usually will just like cut off a slice in the morning, put it in the microwave, put a little butter on it, have a glass of milk. Oh my gosh, it's just this perfect spicy little cake. And so I'm really excited to make it for you guys today. I'm going to have all the ingredients and all the instructions down below, but this video should be really simple to follow along and you guys can make it at home as well. Let's jump right into the ingredients. So you're going to need 3.5 cups of flour, 4 eggs, which you will already beat before you mix into the ingredients. You'll need 2 tablespoons of baking soda and 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 2/3 cup of water, half a teaspoon of allspice, 2 teaspoons of nutmeg, and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. You're gonna need 16 ounces of pumpkin puree from a can. If you'd like to make it from fresh pumpkin, you can do that, but you will need 2 cups of fresh pumpkin, 1 cup of vegetable oil, and 3 cups of sugar. And today I'm going to use my KitchenAid with the paddle accessory. You do not need a KitchenAid or a mixer like this. You can just do it with your hand or with a regular mixer. It doesn't matter whatsoever. Before we start to mix our ingredients, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We're basically going to be mixing all of our dry ingredients. So that will include our flour, our sugar, and we'll go ahead and turn our mixer on a low speed so it can get started mixing. Okay. So we'll get that started, and next we'll just do the salt and the baking soda. And now the fun part, we'll mix all of our spices. This is cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice. And this is where I like to get a little bit creative. I do like to add a little bit of extra cinnamon. I kind of go by the smell. If I feel like it smells cinnamony enough that, you know, kind of meets my flavor, then I'll stop. So we'll just add a little bit of this. So we're going to mix that up real good before we put our other ingredients in. I think that's good. So now we're going to go ahead and do our wet ingredients. So we'll start with our eggs. And again, you want to make sure those are nice and beaten before we put them into the dry ingredients. Alright, so let's go ahead and mix that egg right into the dry ingredients. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our pumpkin puree in here. And along with the pumpkin puree, we will put the water in as well. And then we'll mix that up really good. Alright, last but not least, we're just going to mix in our vegetable oil. Get that really thoroughly mixed before we go to our next step. Whoa, that went everywhere. Well, that's okay. I'm new with the KitchenAid. Alright, so let's go ahead and make sure it's really mixed in there. Once again, I like to give it a good smell, make sure it's kind of smells how I want my pumpkin bread to smell. Smells very, very, very good. Very spicy, lots of cinnamon. That's what I like. Alright, so next we are ready, excuse me. That's funny. Alright, so next we are ready to pour our mixture into our pans. Make sure that you have them lightly greased with a little bit of flour. I use just a little bit of coconut oil spray and then flour all around. Just helps so that when you're done cooking them, you can just pop them right out so there's no problems there. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab our mixture and pour them right into the pan. You're going to want to go about 2/3 of the way. This does rise, so you don't want to get too high to the top of the pan. That's good. Alright, we are now ready to throw these in the oven. You're going to want to put them in here for about 45 minutes to an hour. Kind of just depends when you start to see the top look somewhat dry and you want to be able to put a toothpick in and come out smooth and clean. Alright guys, our pumpkin bread is done. It looks delicious. It smells delicious. These ended up cooking for a full hour. If you pull yours out and you feel like your crust is like a little bit too hard, one of my favorite tips to give you is to make sure that you wrap these in saran wrap. When you do that, it basically just traps that moisture and it will make your bread so moist, so yummy. I've got a piece right here and I actually put a little butter on it because that's how I like it, and I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite. I love it! Okay. It's got perfect amount of spice everywhere and it tastes delicious. And I actually kind of like the crunchiness of it on the outside. I usually wait for the next day after the saran wrap. I hope you enjoyed my very first baking video for the month of November. This was a lot of fun. Click that like button if you enjoyed it and leave in the comments below what would you like to see me bake next. If you plan on making my pumpkin bread, please send me pictures on Twitter and Instagram and make sure you tag me so I can see them. Thanks for watching. Bye! I've never got one. I got one and I'm pretty stinking excited about it, and I cannot wait to make cheesecake. Alright, this next item I am so excited about because if you know me even a little bit, you know that I am obsessed with cookies. And so I picked up today a Silpat, which is basically a non-stick baking mat. This basically lays right onto your cooking sheet. Kind of a